Woman, life, freedom. Zan Zindagi Azadi, Jin Jian Azadi was the slogan after Mahsa Jina Amini was killed and people took organically and spontaneously to the streets. This young, vibrant, beautiful young woman was arrested by the morality police, maybe for just showing a few strands of hair. She was taken into a quote-unquote re-education center, and all we know is that she died in custody. And that led to a movement of people into the streets demanding that women be respected, that their freedom, human rights, and dignity be respected, and it led to nationwide protests across all of Iran's provinces. We started to see videos and photos being uploaded that were showing the violence of Iranian state security forces against peaceful protesters.
The Islamic Republic was specifically targeting people who were recording footage and shared it on social media. When security forces were raiding the homes, the first thing that they were looking for was the electronics, seizing them and searching them.
People were uploading videos, but there was a couple problems. Some of these videos were being taken down. They were getting flagged by Iranian government agents. People's accounts were getting deleted. They were getting scared.
The Islamic Republic, they don't want their violence and crimes to be documented. They know the power of this footage, how it would galvanize the society to resist. People in Iran have been braving guns and bullets with the hope that the world would see these footage and act upon it.
The videos were a battleground. If you didn't grab them, they were gone. We needed to move very quickly and grab these videos immediately because they were going to be taken down. And especially, seeing how many women were leading the protests. This is their history, and this is such a huge moment for women in Iran.
The amount of information being shared online was astounding, and this is why my team at the Strategic Litigation Project partnered with the Iran Human Rights Documentation Center, an NGO with a high level of expertise on the situation on the ground during the Woman Life Freedom protests, to develop an archive on the information being shared. Together, we engaged Mnemonic, an organization with expertise on the forensic preservation of social media as evidence, to develop the archive, and brought on international organizations and experts in open source investigations and archiving from the Promise Institute at UCLA, the Human Rights Center at UC Berkeley, the Azadi Archive, and Amnesty International's Digital Verification Corps. This evolved into the Iran Digital Archive Coalition.
The Iran Human Rights Documentation Center has been documenting human rights abuses in Iran for about 20 years. The main source of the evidence that we've collected so far has been testimony of witnesses. Having these videos will help us not only corroborate what the witnesses are saying, but also to actually see what they're describing.
Mnemonic is an independent international human rights organization. We archive digital contents depicting human rights violations to prevent them being removed from the internet, and we analyze them. In the past 10 years, we have been supporting justice for the people in Syria, Yemen, Sudan, Ukraine, and other places. In the case of Iran, Mnemonic now hosts almost 2 million records at the Iranian archive. And we make these available to all those who pursue justice for the people in women life freedom protests.
I recruited a group of law students who really began the initial data collection work. And by the end of that summer, I think we'd made significant progress in identifying a number of initial trends within the data of what we were seeing coming out of the protest movement on the ground.
It's incredibly important to have students involved in this work. First of all, most of them are digital natives, so they have an incredible ability to find information in online spaces and to verify the accuracy of that information. Second, I think it's incredibly important to bring students together from across disciplines to really tell stories of what have taken place in the most compelling manner possible.
This will begin with 3 reports. One is looking at the enforced disappearance of minors and the rampant information suppression that is carried out by the Islamic Republic. A second report is looking at the many different manifestations of gender persecution. And the final report in this initial series is looking at the blinding of protesters.
So by bringing to bear some of the ways that these digital methods can help establish that these crimes have taken place, we hope for greater gender justice in the future.
Soon after the protests began, the UN Human Rights Council quickly voted to establish an independent international fact-finding mission.
I'm grateful for the opportunity to address the Human Rights Council today on behalf of the independent...
The work of the Iran Digital Archive Coalition has already contributed to the investigation being carried out by the UN's fact-finding mission and was also shared with war crimes offices worldwide during the 35th meeting of the Eurojust Genocide Network. The FFMI determined that what happened in Iran were crimes against humanity. The FFMI called on states to use their legal systems to investigate individuals.
Islamic Republic of Iran officials are traveling to Canada, they're traveling to Europe, and those countries have the ability to actually prosecute these individuals under something called universal jurisdiction. It's the idea that some crimes are so heinous that you should be able to prosecute them anywhere. And so what we want the Iranian archive to do is to be used by prosecutors in those countries. So we're hoping that there is an initiation of investigations against these officials. They shouldn't just be deported, they should be prosecuted.
Real transformative global change rarely starts from the top down. It's almost always from the bottom up. Human rights activists, humanitarians are underfunded and under-resourced to be able to stand up to governments who can print money. So if what happened to Mahsa and what Iranian women have been through has touched you, I really encourage you to get involved. The world and the Iranian people need you.